You know, they often say, don't they, that a picture says 1,000 words. And this particular picture has now literally said more than 1,000 words. It all stumbles upon the fact that apparently the background was fake, according to the Daily Mail. Now, this particular picture was taken remotely during the pandemic period, which a lot of people were doing then via a simple iPad, by Harry and Meghan's confidant and photographer, Misson Harriman. Remember, of course, she recently interviewed Misson for a sort of informal chat show where she discussed about his wonderful camera and how Archie now wanted a camera like his. Amazing, isn't it, that he wanted that sort of camera at 4 years old? But we'll park that there for now. What's interesting is Misson decided to take to social media to rectify this particular, he claims, untrue story in the Daily Mail. But as it's now escalated, I wanted to draw your attention to this. And it's fascinating, isn't it, when you think? Let me explain. Morning, how are you? Nice to see you today. Thank you so much for joining me. Lovely to have your company. Sometimes it's best left unsaid, isn't it? You know, that phrase where you think, just shut up, draw a line under it. There's a lot to be said, isn't there, for the monarchy? They don't get involved in these sort of tit-for-tat sort of stories, you know, and when you do, people tend to open a can of worms. You see, this particular picture is fascinating in itself. As I say, this was the baby picture from Harry and Meghan taken remotely by Misson Harriman, and it all centres upon the fact that allegedly he superimposed the tree behind them. Don't know about you, who cares, why bother? You know, not a bad picture, whatever, taken remotely, unoffensible, you know, whatever you want to think. But you see, now it's escalated in the wake of the Princess of Wales Photogate story, as one can imagine. But I consider this to be a very bigger picture, because now he's basically saying that he's waiting for an apology from the Daily Mail. But how about an apology from the celebrated royal author Tom Bower, where the story first appeared in his book Revenge? Now, it's interesting, isn't it, that that book's been out now a couple of years, but seemingly Misson has not seen it. He's missed it, whatever you want to call it. So if one wanted to suggest that this was just a vendetta against associated newspapers, British newsprint, whatever you want to call it, why on earth have you not done the same perhaps with Valentine Lowe alongside Tom Bower? You get the picture. Now, the picture, as I say, has caused a lot of controversy because, quite frankly, there's a lot of things around the picture that are very speculative, including the colour version of the picture gives a very definitive outline of a lot of different aspects that we didn't see in the black and white picture. And some people are suggesting the similarities between these pictures, which apparently were taken a lot longer back than that picture. I hope you're keeping up. But the one question I would ask to the celebrated photographer, Misson Harriman, is really this. You were there at the celebrated birthday for Lily, Princess Lily, and apparently our late and wonderful monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, was back and forth swinging that fabulous handbag of hers, popping in and out to see Lily at all times. So much so that allegedly you asked to take an informal picture and that was denied. So as we've never seen any formal picture or any written documentation that Her Majesty the Queen did make those movements on that said day, can you confirm that maybe? Maybe that could possibly be more interesting and put together these wild theories that are going around. And finally, I draw your attention to this. This is, of course, all the detail about the picture that he took on that. But amazingly, there's no date. Where is the date? It's interesting, isn't it? As I said at the start of this video, a picture can really tell 1,000 words, but sometimes the words come back to frighten you. And as Misson battles on trying to once again get some kind of apology, one might suggest he may have wished he never started this particular opening gambit. You know what they say? My camera never lies. Well, maybe sometimes, eh? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.